So in 2023, I stood on the edge of entrepreneurial collapse. My company was growing extremely fast, but so was my stress. I was overwhelmed, under resourced, and questioning whether I was even built for this. Blow after blow, revenue instability, team shifts, personal doubt. I was ready to quit, but I was in too deep. And in a moment of desperation, I did something I rarely do. I asked for help, not strategy, not sales scripts. I asked, I sought, I knocked, and I found. You see, it's thoughts, habits, behaviors, and abilities that condition us to believe in the person that we think we ought to be. They feed our ego. They keep us stuck in a rut. And at that time, I still saw myself as a struggling business owner, overwhelmed and unclear on how to turn things around. It's through our self image that we picture ourselves, usually to our own detriment. And then we cement our futures. And quite often, we frame our identities through our lived experiences. But things changed for me when I began to see myself free, prospering, and happy. The great thing is that we can change who we are by embracing new experiences. This can be accomplished in one of two ways. Either we can actually live those experiences or synthetically. You see, science agrees that the human nervous system is not capable of distinguishing between an actual experience and a vividly imagined experience in complete detail. So, by focusing on lack, stress, and failure, we create in ourselves an immersive experience that feels real and frames our limitations and self image to our minds. And our minds don't know the difference. So, wouldn't it be more advantageous for us to not practice holding an image that hurts us, but hold an image that we want most? This is how you become the person that you can become, a person who is happy, has vitality, solves problems with ease, and prospers. So use your spare moments to concentrate on the goals you want and the greater successes you seek. Because at the end of the day, your mind doesn't know the difference. So analyze your past successes and then begin to formulate ways to improve your future. And that's exactly what I did. I had to see myself doing better. I had to imagine what I wanted. And through that, I was able to find what I needed. And then the next step reveal itself. And then the next steps revealed themselves. So I knew from that experience that once I found the help I needed, I had to change my environment. I needed to create a supportive environment that allowed me to evolve and thrive. And what happened next was actually, it was life changing. So the goal was to anchor my identity. I needed to get clear on who I was, what I wanted, how I see myself, how I felt about myself, and my future. And as a result, I found a community of legacy driven leaders who helped me do the deep work to redefine who I was as leader, to rebuild not just my business, but to find myself, my authentic self, and then to remember who I was before the performance reviews, before the pressure, before the titles. And in short, nothing has shaped my success more than anchoring my identity. See, it gave me the courage to define myself by my calling, not circumstance, my last achievement or mistake. It reminded me that legacy begins with my identity, not my income, title, or influence. It fueled my growth because I stopped trying to prove who I thought I needed to be. And I started showing up as who I knew I could always be. And that's why I'm actually sharing this story, because I held it so close so long. But now, speaking as someone who's seen both sides of the equation, I feel it's time to do my duty to share the identity anchor, define it or be defined. If you are a leader, a builder, or a visionary, and chances are you've fallen into the same trap, the one when people ask you who you are, and you lead with a title or role or position and not with the truth of who you really are. Let's change that. Let's fill in who you exactly are by asking questions and reflecting on how to make sure that you're not just identifying yourself as a title, but you are a testimony in motion. So, let's do this. Let's do this real quick. I want you to ask yourself, A, who have you been trying to prove yourself to be? Like, what's this ego image of yourself that you have been trying to attain? What is that? B, what labels or roles have you outgrown, but you still cling on to, that you feel that's part of your identity? C, what three words describe who you are? But don't use any titles. So find three words that sum who you are to your core without title. And then last, what does God say about who you are and what you have forgotten about who you are? So I challenge you. I challenge you today to use these 4 prompts to either find yourself or to deepen your relationship with who you were called to be. So just take 15 minutes, just reflect, begin a journal. If you need more time, then take what you need. But I really want you to start to reconnect with who you really are, not just what you do. And if you really are in a process of anchoring yourself, I love to hear your story. So be sure to join us in the legacy building community. And I want to help you redefine who you are. And I want you to shift your business and your mindset and your peace. But it starts with getting clear about who you are and remembering who you were created to be. See, we are not put on this earth to perform. We're here to build and to live, and then to build what outlives us. So I'm root with you. My name is Carlita. Let's root deep. Let's reach wide. Let's build what outlives us all.